Shasa crisis. Northerners leaving Ibadan in droves. Some of the Northerners who left the crisis-prone area between Friday and Saturday said they paid security operatives between 5,000 and 10,000 to escort them to safer locations, including the residence of Sakin Sasha Alhaji Haruna Miyasin. One of the victims said they had to pay the money so that they would not be lynched. Some of us received monetary donations from our fellow Hausa community leaders to go back to our respective states in the north, one of the displaced persons said. He said they lost their belongings during Friday crisis and that is why we are going back to the north. We are lucky to be alive. Recall that a fight that ensued between the Hausa community and the native Yoruba community in Shasa Market, which started on Thursday, February 11th and snowballed on Friday, February 12th, had led to the death of nearly 30 people. The Shasa Market, with shops belonging to the Hausa and Yoruba, vehicles and many residential houses were burnt during the crisis. Even though peace has reportedly been restored in Shasa and environs following the deployment of security agents, leaders of the Hausa community and some displaced residents said many of them, including women and children, have started moving back to the north. Some of the victims said they had to leave Ibadan for the north because they lost all their belongings, including shops and houses, and there was no support from the government at the state and federal levels. Daily Trust learned that beside many of the northerners that left for Kano, Sokoto, Kebbi, Kaduna, Jigawa, and other states, about 500 are currently taking refuge at Akinyele main garage. The head of the garage, Alhaji Yaro Abubakar, told our reporter that the youths have been there since Friday and most of them trekked from Shasa Market and adjoining quarters. A wealthy individual, one Alhaji Nasiru Muhammad Naharandi, youth leader of the Hausa community in Ibadan, is providing 3 square meal to the victims at garage. Other well-to-do individuals were also assisting the displaced. Most of the IDPs interviewed vowed not to return to the Shasa Market until the government took decisive measures to protect their lives and properties. The Magajin Garin Hausawa of Ibadan land, Alhaji Usman Gaba, confirmed on Monday that some members of the Hausa community were going back to the north in droves. According to him, we have not seen any government intervention agency or NGO attending to our humanitarian needs. Our people are joining trailers and buses back to the north. They are returning to the north not because they were asked to go, but because many of them have lost their belongings in the crisis. Asked about the security situation in Shasa, he said, our people are impressed because the police, DSS, army, civil defense and men of Amotekun are here. They check people moving in and out of Shasa. On how they were managing the displaced in terms of feeding and other basic need, Alhaji Gaba said, we have moved some of them to Main Sabo in Mokola in reduced burden on the house of Sakin Sasha. We are also contributing money to feed and care for the victims. I wept. I went to Shasa. Many people were killed unreported. Our children have no place to sleep while others are hungry. Since that day, we have been contributing money for them to eat. I just called my younger brother to bring the only remaining bag of rice in our house for those who are still in the house of Sakin Hausawa. Government has not done anything in terms of humanitarian support, he said. Daily Trust had on Monday reported that about 5,000 Hausa residents in Shasa were seeking refuge at the palace of Miyasin. I am at the Bale Shasa's house as we speak. We have spent more than 2 hours here. The governor on Sunday directed the Sakin Hausawa and the Bale of Yoruba to find a lasting solution to the crisis, he said. Thank you for listening to this news. In fact, what is just trending now online is herdsman crisis, mostly in the southwest. It's just happening in the southwest. See, so sorry that this happened anyway, but it's for good. Anything that happens like this is for good. At least for them not to lose their life. It's a blessing. Than for this kind of a thing to happen in future and they lose their life. It's so painful for them to have lost their property anyway, but the best thing for them to do now that something of this kind has happened is for them to just quietly relocate. At least they have a home. They have a place to call a home. They have a state. They have a farm. Let them go and begin from there. Let's go and begin from there. Okay, let's say they are innocent, but the bad eggs has influenced the good eggs. You understand? And that is why the people are taking that decision. So I would say that the northern people should just take heart and just quietly relocate to avoid any further crisis, because they can see that day after day, the crisis keep topping up in the north. Chasing now keep topping up in the west to say. So they should not give chances. Okay, now those that have died, they lost both property and also what? And also houses. And in fact, it's something that one cannot even pray that it happens again. And even as we are still speaking, more is still happening. Eh? What are we going to do to put off this menace? All right. So for all this that is happening, the best thing I'm advising is that the people should just quietly move to their hometown. They don't move and avoid unnecessary killings, because these killings that is taking place is nothing to write home about at all. It's nothing to write home about, and it's not even encouraging at all. It's not encouraging. So my dear viewers, please deem it fit to come in and air your own opinion concerning this. Don't forget to click on the subscription button as well as bell button to receive more updates. Thank you.